Not good, not bad. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. While you're here, make sure to like the video down below. It really helps. And of course, get in on the D&D Rare Playset giveaway by subscribing to the channel. It's as easy as that. The giveaway will trigger at 35,000 subs. Today we'll be playing with Azorius Dragon Control, a very unique deck that I'm looking to work on more in the future. Unfortunately, it did not shine as bright as I would have hoped today, but we get to see the base of what will be, maybe the next variation of the deck. So watch with a keen eye, and we'll be looking for improvements that we can make to the deck, and then coming back together to wrap up and discuss those improvements, right? So if you guys think of anything really cool, leave that in the comments below. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about strategies, synergies, showcase the gameplay footage, and then wrap up, like I said, with those final thoughts and upgrade ideas. So thank you all again for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. Check out the Linktree link in the description below if you're looking for more information or you want to support the channel. Let's get into it. Dragon Control is a standard 2022 best of 1 3.4 average mana value with 3 creatures and 36 non-creatures, 22 land in the build, 21 land actually, and I'm not sure why that is. Now that I think back, we have the Vision as a land, we have 2 Disruptions as a land. That brings us to 24, which I guess is justifiable. So, maybe take that with a grain of salt. Maybe your suggestion is, well, it looks like you should add more land, and then you wouldn't have to rely on the MDFCs. And I don't know where I was making this deck, but I'm going to try to do my best to justify where my trail of thought came from. And it was the dragon, right? I want to play with Iymrith, Desert Doom, a 5 mana value 5/5 with flying, ward 4 as long as it's untapped, and when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. If we control less than 3, draw the difference, which is really nice, right? So it's a decent card to play late game after you've gained control. Well, how do we gain control? Doomskar, wipe out the aggro decks. For 5 mana at sorcerer speed, destroy all creatures you can foretell for 3. So we want to wipe the field and then play our dragon, get some value in. Hooray! Cool beans, right? So you'll see that there's a lot of 1-ofs in the deck as well, and I could not cut the deck down to 60. I had a hard time, and that's probably why you see the land be so scarce. And we justify this with Search for Glory. For 3 mana, a snow sorcery. Search your library for a snow permanent legendary card or a saga. Shuffle, our deck after we put it into our hand and gain 1 life for each snow spent to cast that spell. That's pretty cool, right? So we can grab a snow permanent, whether that's a land, easy. We can also grab, legendary. So we have 1 copy of Niko, 1 copy of Raven's Warning, 1 copy of Niko Defies Destiny. We have 1 copy of Grandmaster of Flowers. That's a legendary. We have Cosima, God of the Voyage, as a legendary. And of course, Iymrith is a legendary as well. So we can, through Search for Glory, kind of grab whatever we need, depending on what the matchup is like. So since there's snow lands for Search for Glory, there's also a single copy of Faceless Haven, but I'd rather fall back and rely on Hall of the Storm Giants, a 7/7 with ward 3 for 6. You'll need 7 land to utilize it as an attack or a blocker, which is very good in my opinion. We have 4 copies of Alrund's Epiphany because, just one of the better cards in the format. For 7 mana, sorcery speed, creating 2 1/1 tokens with flying, and then taking an extra turn foretell for 6. On the note of foretell, Doomskar has foretell, Alrund's Epiphany has foretell, Behold the Multiverse has foretell, Sought Coming has foretell, which can all be utilized through Niko Defies Destiny. You gain 2 life for each foretold card you own in exile. Right, so that's very good, and that's why it's included in the deck. It's a lot of life gain, and of course we can reduce the cost of Alrund's Epiphany with Niko Defies Destiny as well, which is really nice. And yeah, so that's Search for Glory and its main functions in the deck. We hit Counter Magic. two copies of Disdainful Stroke, 2 copies of Jwari Disruption, and 2 copies of Negate, which is great. We also have 4 copies of Saw It Coming. You know, these are all counter spells, counter non-creature spells, etc. Right? So you know that there is a lot of counter magic in the deck. You also can use Find the Villain's Lair to counter spell or draw 2 discard. So this is my favorite counter spell that's brand new, which is pretty cool. But again, we focus on the Foretell for Niko Defies Destiny in this deck. The Grandmaster can shut down attackers and eventually become an indestructible dragon, which is pretty cool. Raven's Warning will allow us to not only gain a little bit of life, but get into our sideboard and draw, which is sick. So we've got some cool tools in the sideboard for you. Niko Aris will allow us to draw through our deck pretty quickly. And I like this a lot as well, just because, you know, Defies Destiny is in there, so why not, right? Just theme it out a little bit. And that's about it. That's the deck, right? So the sideboard has life gain, draw through the elixir, the creature nabber through the mind flayer, the you know, do cool things through the deck of many things, the do your things again through the wizard spellbook, dragon land, giant land, land, right? So we got some land in there as well. If we want, because, you know, maybe you need a land for your next turn, right? So that is definitely always an option that we want to keep open in the sideboard for everybody. That's the deck. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, not the best performing deck. Some tough matches. You have no idea how hard it is to find this Doomskar. We can draw again and again and again, you know, maybe go 20 deep into our deck. No Doomskar for you today, HGG. So that's kind of my experience with it. It's to the points where, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. I think maybe we could, in the future, when we wrap up, talk about things I want to change, right? Instead of right now, I don't want to spoil it too much. Enjoy today's gameplay footage. I still had a blast, you know. That's kind of the, you know, the dark side of creating so much content, is that not every single video works perfectly every single time you try it for the first time. And I think we do need to sit down and talk about this deck a little bit, but enjoy the process. You know, do my best to showcase that for everybody. So you yourself can become a better deck builder just by watching the channel. And we'll be back to wrap up after the gameplay footage. While we are waiting, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Linktree link. Always getting ranked up against these top players. Just not fair. It's gonna be a hard match. They're playing aggro too. Oh my gosh. A very hard match. Paladin class, sure. Better than what could be. Reals. Potable Hole would fit nicely within this mana curve. Unsummon is here for its 1-drop instead. The Hole could do dirty in this deck maybe, potentially as well. Just getting that out there, because I always like to think of ideas as I'm playing, like what would go perfect right here? And we could, you know, push this over for 2 and hold this Usher, and that would be perfect. We're gonna toss this over. You know, it is what it is. We do have our 5 for the dragon. Well, never mind. So they probably... I don't know if they might take Niko here. Because the dragon's 2 turns out. No, they take the dragon. Good for him. It's a card for sure. For life. No counterspell. Definitely digging for a Doomskar. 8%. Oh, nice. The Land Smasher. That does no good for us. Does literally nothing. Wasted mana because we're not countering anything. You know, we do have Multiverse in here for that. And Hit for another 9? Really? And then even if we Doomskar, they have lethal with the land. Ouch. So let's just see what we would have gotten. Like, if we could have found it. Oh, we did find it! At least we found it. Right? At least it was there. Land looks good here. Our opponent's playing first. I don't think Negate will do anything until turn 3 at the earliest. So let's just try to set up to where we need to be. Now, if that's drawing a Doomskar, so be it. Ooh, we have Snowlands. That is painful. If they showdown and we put down our Negate here, I'm going to freak out. It has to be. Why wouldn't it be a showdown of the Skulls? Hit for 4. Nothing. That's not Niko. No life gain there. And we don't have a land. And we need to find one. Even when we do find it, it comes in tap, so... Let's get rid of the Stroke. And the Enchant. Land and tapped. I mean, we're at 4. Ugh. It's a hard day to be a control deck. Woof. We just go for another land. Life is good. We only have 4 mana without this land because we've not played one this turn. Not proud of it, but whatever. Doomskar is going to cost 2 more as well. $13 life, down to 9. I don't think we have time to go to our sideboard. Just keep digging, right? Grab 2 life, we get a blocker, it buys us a turn. Land in play. Hold up Negate. I doubt it's anything Negate oriented, but you never know. I think they can take it, that's fine. I'll allow it. Oof. Cannot allow that. I need the blocker. We kill the professor. And this does not work against vigilance creatures, which is really bad. We could draw a land, so we should do it now. It's in tapped, I guess, so it doesn't even matter. Did we play a land? We must have. Oh, we can't cast anything. There's no negate. That goes over. 7. We're hit for 4. We have... Oh, no, that's game. Doomskar doesn't exist. It's not in the deck. Going first. Reland. That's nice. The Unsummon is good because it's probably a creature deck. The double negates, unnecessary. And Niko doesn't need to be there either, but whatever. I have one-ofs of a few legendaries, and then we're running the search to find them. The later on in the game that we unsummon this, the better. Two monks. Do they play a third? And I don't really want to bounce it to their hand because then it just powers up the next one in line. Let's toss this over to the side. Still sitting on our Unsummon. We need a second blue source for Niko. These negates need to be something else. Sure, pupil's fine. And then a hole just for fun. Greedy. Still a big hit. It's still a big hit. Jwari as our land. Sucks. We have a counterspell. We get the Luminarch, which is the better counter. They still get the ++ ordeal from it, and we're hit for a massive amount. Doomskar off the top, right? You guys know the anthem. Everyone's familiar, right? We have 3, 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2. And we're hitting for 6, 7, 8. They just have lethal.
New worlds mean I get to learn so many new things.
We've drawn 1 card. Right? We did 2, but none of the other ones that were tapped. We could have killed, right? Can't kill the open hand. And then I guess this goes over there, so it's still a good game. Shit. Dang, man. You're getting bullied. Like I said, Doomskar doesn't exist. You might think it's here. Nah. Doom what? 2 land, our opponent goes first. I don't think it'll work. All white land. Keeping 5. Tossing the 2 counter spells. Search for Glory. Can be the second planes. Specimen. Sure. Push that to the side. What are we worried about here? It's not this. Don't even know. I'm gonna pass turn. Hold up the counterspell. Right, Stroke and Villain's Lair are both active. Oh, I don't want to counter that though. So we're gonna use the other side of Villain's Lair. Draw 2, discard 2. Just get through the library. By the looks of it, we're gonna need multiple copies of Doomskar. An unsummon on that avatar token would be deadly if that's where they're going. Galazeth. For 4, they might have 5. Interesting. I wonder if they have counterspell as well. Well, no, apparently not. For this turn. Too many of them. I mean, I do like the flowers, but it's... I don't think it's a priority. Just feels so weird. Like, this is how we have to get our land? I guess. This is supposed to be pulling our dragon, you know, for anyone who's watching. But sometimes you just gotta get through the turn alive. Make sure you play those lands. That's great. This is a counterspell, I'm gonna freak out. I guess the Stroke will not counter that. Doesn't need to. The Stroke can counter Galazeth. So let's save that. Ooh, we're running on fumes, though. Niko Aris in play. Make that shard token, baby. Have you ever sharded? Niko has. Dragon kills Niko. I hate that just the Goldspan Dragon is such a good card. It's just like, well, you put it in every deck.
That's new for me.
Really upsets me. I hope they fold in with their whole hand. Well, this sucks. They're drawing more value here. Okay. So they're just throwing this away? Or they're going to use it after their Goldspan attacks? And they're using their treasure there, though, which is good. Right? 1 blue, 1 red. So they're not countering. But they still have 2 cards available. Not good, not bad. Okay. We have 6 mana. We only really need 3 of it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good creature. Gets in the way. Another expressive iteration. Wow. Just crushing through the deck. They can't cast that. What? They have enough mana? Holy. The Storm Giants just beat us. That was an old-fashioned kind of beating up, you know what I mean? Good game. Goldspan Dragon, Alrund's Epiphany. Every single deck. Alright, you know, I think, willing to accept defeat on this deck. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, and I think this one needs more work. Maybe you guys can help me with the deck, and we'll try to get a better version out after all this. That Unsummon is not doing anything right now. It's 2 damage plus a token. Who cares? Or Spirit. I care more about that Spirit, I'll be honest. We're just going to find a Doomskar, and we'll deal with it all at once instead of trying to survive bit by bit. Great news. Not a double cast, I guess. Down to 13. That sucks. Two life up to 15. The things I'll do for a Doomskar. Wow. It happened. They doggone done it to us. We do not get what we need. Come on, man. It's just silly. We could go to 4. You know, we're still going to be getting hit with, at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is a good game unless we stay alive, but then we're taking much more damage. I guess we stay alive, and then we unsummon. The ultimate bummer. I mean, I guess we just grab another Plains in case we top deck a Doomskar, right? It teases us. You see now it was on the top of our library just then? Hilarious. So we're getting hit for 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe. We'll see where this goes. Maybe should have bounced the Spirit. Probably should have. So that's not a field wipe, right? That's not a Doomskar. And then they played Faceless Haven, so it wouldn't have even mattered. Sitting on 5, and let's just see if it was there. I've never had such trouble. In my deck testing, this did not happen. And just, it's not there. Just not there. Doomskars. They're hard to find. You know, I can take a hint though. So let's break down the deck and talk about, you know, the faults of it and where we can improve upon. Dragon Control did a lot better in the play queue. You know what I mean? Obviously, I test all my decks in the play queue first. It performed very, very good. Mythic queue, not that much. Bad luck, sure. A little bit of bad land, a little bit of no Doomskars, and a little bit of very aggressive matchups for us. So, I'm not entirely sure that all of the counter magic is warranted in best of one. It feels sloppy. You know, it's one thing to wipe the field and then hold up counter magic for 5 mana, right? That would be great if it always happens that way, right? If you can get rid of Saw It Coming, get rid of Doomskar, and then, you know, you wipe, and then you hold up Saw It Coming so their next play gets countered, and you go from there. But it just didn't work out that way, and it's that's a hard play line to line up right now. So in the future, probably dropping the negates. I think the negates can go right away. I think that, you know, potentially Niko Defies Destiny becomes a heavier focus on the deck because we have so much foretell. And then we bring in more draw to the deck as well, so we can get to the Doomskar more often than not. We have the 3 CMC tutor that can pull Doomskar out. You know, that's definitely something that could be an option for us. So I think that there are ways that we can fix and improve the deck, have it become, you know, a relevant archetype that can compete against all of the top meta decks, but it will need a little bit of love to get there. And thanks to your guys' help, everybody who's been partaking, commenting what they think down below, we can accomplish this together, right? So cheers. Enjoy, you know, maybe some more content that I've created. There's some playlists up above my head in just a second, and we'll see you soon in the next. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Check out the link tree on your way out, and we'll see you soon.